Welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. We've had some technical internet problems trying to get back on with our broadcast of game number 2. While we were away, the Bellevue Bruin bat came alive in the top of the first inning. The Bruins have a 4-0 lead, an RBI single by Anthony Lind, and then a 3-run home run blast to left field by Nick Gray that accounted for the 4 runs in the top of the 4th inning. Let's pick back up where we are right now in the bottom of the first inning. Leading it off for the Valley City State Vikings, the shortstop, Shane Nixon, on the mound for the Bruins. Right-hander Dustin Shorey, first pitch swinging, one hopper to second base. Drew Staley over to first base in plenty of time to retire Shane Nixon. A little jam job on the inside. 1 up, 1 down. Next up for the Vikings, the catcher, Jaden Babiuk. Babiuk will have caught 3 of the 4 games in this set against the Bruins. Getting a chance to DH in the game prior to this one. Here's the first pitch from Dustin Shorey. Fastball off the outside edge. Ball 1. Babiuk 0 for 3 in game number 1 today. Dustin Shorey on the mound for the Bellevue Bruins, the big right-hander. 2-0 count on Babiuk. Shorey, the 6'5 junior from Chandler, Arizona. There he paints the outside corner. Now 2-1 the count. I'm going to steal that under here. Thanks once again to Bill Mullins, working behind the scenes, getting all the internet set up after, for some reason, we had a kerfluffle and got knocked off the internet. But we're back on once again. Thanks for staying with us on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. 3-1 the count on Jaden Babiuk. As the umpire calls timeout, Babiuk apparently had his back foot outside of the batter's box. Now he's right back on the line. The line is considered inside the box, just like a fair ball if it hits the line. Swing and a miss. Good pop on that heater from Shorey. Shorey looks in, gets his signal from catcher Logan Grant. And it's outside, ball 4. So a 1-out base runner for the Vikings. As second baseman Ryle Reynolds comes to the plate. We'll have a courtesy runner for Valley City. It is number 10. Zach Neneman, number 10, courtesy running once again. That's been his primary duty during the course of this entire series. First pitch swinging. Ryan Reynolds down 0-1. This is the 4th appearance of the season for Dustin Shorey. A 1-win, no-loss record. That pitch, a called ball. Dustin has thrown 10 innings, allowed 14 hits, 5 earned runs, struck out 12, walked 3, a 4.50 earned run average. He had his longest outing of the year in last weekend's series against Viterbo. Breaking ball down low, 2-1 the count. Welcome back to John Stella Field at Brown Park for the final game of this 4-game set between the Bruins and the Vikings. Swung on and missed, 2-2. All right. Thank you, Bill. Everything should be up and at 'em, including our score bug on the broadcast. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count on Ryan Reynolds. Shorey retired the leadoff man on 1 pitch. Now he's gone to full counts on the next 2 batters. Here's the payoff pitch to Reynolds. Just off the outside edge. Logan Grant held it there for an extra second to give the home plate umpire a look. But back-to-back walks put 2 runners on for cleanup hitter Jay Gruhl. Gruhl, the right fielder. First time in the series where he has occupied that cleanup spot. First pitch, fastball, outer half, called strike 1. A good start for Dustin. 55 degrees was the temperature at game time for the start of game number 1. A little bit below that right now. Temperature is expected to be in the low 50s to mid 40s by the time we get to the end. This one flared off the end of the bat, coming in from his spot in deeper left field. Jake Lacey will make the catch for the second out of the inning. The field lights have taken full effect. This is as bright as it gets. So the outfielders hopefully won't see it get lost in the lights. That doesn't happen very often. Most of the light shines on the infield, as is the case in most high school and college fields. 51 our current temperature as Dustin Mertz steps in. Mertz in the 5-hole takes the first pitch low and away on a slider. Again, very little wind. The flag out in center field just blowing ever so slightly every now and then. Dustin Shorey trying to work out of trouble in the bottom of the first inning, backed by a 4-run start by his teammates. That breaking ball outside. We'll recap the top of the first inning once the Bruins get out of this one and get ready for their second turn. Second game of the doubleheader, a 7-inning contest. There's, again, good pop on the fastball. That seems to be the most consistent pitch in the zone in the early going for Shorey. Coming back from an injury that kept him off the diamond for a couple of years. That pitch a little bit low. The battery for the Bruins, Logan Grant behind the dish. Dustin Shorey on the mound. 3-1 the count. Shorey comes set at the letters and delivers. That fastball off his foot. Over to shortstop Brendan Luther. He won't have a play anywhere, so an infield single by Dustin Mertz. Keeps the ball on the infield. Fortunately for the Bruins, that little ankle save or heel save by Shorey kept the ball from going out into center field. So Babiuk, the runner at third. Excuse me, the courtesy runner, Veneman, the runner at third. Reynolds, the runner at second. Mertz at first. And now first baseman Drew Nixon steps to the plate. Nixon was in the cleanup spot for each of the first 3 games of this series. He's dropped a couple of spots. Shorey will step off the rubber. That's his first disengagement. Haven't quite got used to that word disengagement yet.
I don't like it.
Working from the stretch. Chopper to third. Nick Grade fields it on the short hop. Steps on the third base bag. 5 unassisted on the play on the fielder's choice. And the Bruins are out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 3 base runners left on. The Vikings load them up but fail to score after 1 complete. The Bellevue Bruins 4. The Valley City State Vikings nothing. All right, welcome back to our broadcast for game number 2 in the top of the first inning for the Bruins while we were offline. Kanta Kobayashi struck out swinging. Brendan Luther grounded out to short. Jake Lacey with the single. Then a walk to Logan Grant, put runners at first and second. An RBI single to right by Anthony Lynn gave the Bruins a 1-0 lead. And then Nick Grade with a towering blast over the left field fence, over the batting cage and out into the parking lot. A 3-run home run by Nick. Trad Richardson struck out swinging to end the inning, and that's how the Bruins came up with the 4 spot in the top of the first. Heading into the top of the second, Mathieu Sirois at first, Drew Staley at second, and then back to the top of the order for the Bruins. Against southpaw, Riley Resnick. So a battle between a couple of pretty big guys on the mound, Resnick and Shorey. For Riley Resnick, this is his 6th appearance of the season, his 4th start. He's thrown 15 innings on the year, has allowed 22 hits, 14 earned runs, has struck out 14 and walked 15, an 8.40 earned run average. Yeah, first man he will face in the top of the second inning, first baseman Mathieu Sirois. We're still marveling over Mathieu's home run in game number 1. Bill figured it to be about 460 feet to pretty much straight away center field. First pitch, ball one. Nick Grade with the big blast for the Bruins here in game number 2. Resnick called strike on that pitch to Sirois.
I can't see when he puts his hands up, so I'm not sure.
Grade now extending his team-leading home run total to 7. And 27 runs batted in. Sirois gets grazed on the thigh by that pitch coming in on him, so he'll be the base runner on the hit by pitch. Second baseman Drew Staley stepping in with 1 on and no out in this top of the second inning. Not a warm day, but not a terrible day. Or I guess I should say night. This is the latest start ever for a Bellevue baseball game here at Brown Park. Staley showing bunt, fouls it off. We got a couple of texts while we were offline, and again, we apologize, but sometimes technology gets the better of everybody, and good thing we have Mr. Bill here to get us back and going. Late swing by Staley, down 0-2. We got night game hubbas. Go Bruins from the Sakamotos. They'll lead us off here in the second game tonight. 0-2 pitch. Staley fouls it away to stay alive. I steal one of those programs thing. There we go. Thank you. Riley Resnick listed at 6'4". The southpaw on the hill for Valley City. That big breaking ball stays outside. Dustin Shorey, 6'5" for the Bruins. Put them together and got a 12'9" pitcher. That'd be something.
Or a couple power forwards.
We get a little goofy late at night. Here's the pitch. Now 2-2. Nice save by the catcher, Jaden Babiuk, to slide on his shin guards into the left-handed batter's box to make the catch. If you'd like to join us for game number 2, 402-515-7654. Heard from a lot of folks in game number 1. Thanks for being part of the fun. Hard hit ball. Somehow it found the glove of the third baseman, Nelson. He rights the ship and makes the play. A one-hop rocket. That Torrey Nelson, he's got a smile on his face now, but his heart was in his throat as that one came up. Knocked him onto his heels, but stayed with it to stay the nice play and rob Drew Staley of a base hit. That was a play where the ball found the glove. Good hustle, good effort there by Torrey Nelson. Bellevue back to the top of the order. Center fielder Kanta Kobayashi. Upstairs on the first pitch from Riley Resnick. Foul out of play. Resnick wearing number 51. We had that discussion yesterday of number 51, Ichiro and Randy Johnson and Dick Butkus on the football side. I bet Resnick played some football in high school with that big body frame. Upstairs on the fastball. Resnick from Twin Valley, Minnesota. So Minnesota versus Arizona on the pitching battle today. Line hard to shortstop. Nixon makes the play. His throw to first is on time. 6-3 on the play to retire Kanta Kobayashi. On the play, Mathieu Sirois advancing to third. So with 2 outs and the runner at third, here's Brendan Luther, the Bellevue shortstop. He grounded out to his shortstop counterpart, Shane Nixon, his first time up today. Nice play by Babiuk to short hop that catch on the wide pitch from Resnick. The windup and the pitch from Resnick. A breaking ball into the heart of the zone. 1-1 to count on Luther. Luther just under 400 coming into today's action. 398 to be exact. Gets jammed on that pitch up and in. Fouls it up the third base line. Now 1-2. Brendan was on base 4 out of 5 times in game 1, but didn't get a hit. 2 walks and 2 fielders' choices. Had an RBI. Right back to the middle. Another ball off a pitcher's foot. We saw that in the last inning, and now it's Resnick's turn to use his feet to make a soccer save, but he can't make the play. And it'll be an RBI single for Brendan Luther to add another run to the Bruins total. Mathieu Serrois scoring on the play. So you want to be a pitcher. All right. Can you field a one-hopper back at you when you're only about 50 to 55 feet away from home plate? Next up for Bellevue, left fielder Jake Lacey. Had a nice visit. Quick visit, but a nice visit with Jake's parents, who drove in from Gillette. Jake with a solid single to left field. Got the barrel of the bat through that high fastball for the solid single. Runners at first and second once again with 2 outs. And the batter now, the catcher, Logan Grant. Grant walked his first time up. He was on base ahead of that 3-run home run by Nick Grade. That one's going to be a base hit to right field. Gruel tries to make the catch. Short hops him. He keeps it in front. 1 run will score on the play. An RBI single for Logan Grant. And the Bruins add to their totals once again. Brendan Luther comes in from second base. Lacey goes first to third. And now courtesy runner Takumi Maeno will step in at first base for Logan Grant. And Anthony Lynn will step into the batter's box. Lynn got the Bruins on the board first with an RBI single his first time up. 4 runs in the first, 2 runs thus far in the second for the Bruins. Breaking ball stays away. Six runs on 6 hits. The Bruins have been efficient in the early going of this second game of the doubleheader, trying for the 4-game sweep of the Vikings. That one is going to be in the parking lot as well, as Anthony Lynn gets his arms and hips into that one and drives it for another 3-run home run for the Bellevue Bruins.
Guessing no one saw where that landed.
3 more tallies to the Bruins. And now a 9-0 lead for Bellevue in this second inning of the game. For Anthony Lind, that is his second home run of the year, and now 24 runs batted in. Next up, Nick Grade, who went yard his last time up. Breaking ball up and away, and that'll get a visit from Casey Olney, the head coach from Valley City. I keep wanting to say Buster Olney, the sports announcer for MLB and ESPN or whoever he's working for. So Bill's trying to figure out the trajectory. We didn't see, since it's dark out beyond the confines of the fence here, it went somewhere. Yeah, we'll call it there.
About 444.
444 is what we're going to say for that Anthony Lynn home run. Nick Grades was a little bit shy of that, but it was probably about a 400-footer as well. So a visit from Coach Olney just to kind of settle down his starting pitcher. Valley City has used a lot of pitchers in this series. at least 3 pitchers in each of the games. I think the second game they went with 4 or maybe 5. Anyway, 2-0 the count on Grade. We'll say it one more time. Nick Grade, the reigning North Star Athletic Association Baseball Player of the Week for his efforts last week. Comes up empty on that swing. Grade went 1 for 4 in game number 1 today. Had 2 homers in the second game of the series on a 3 for 4 day there. Breaking ball misses a little bit low. So third consecutive game that Grade has swung a hot bat for the Bruins. Resnick looks in, gets the signal from Babiuk, and delivers. That one's hit in the air to center field. Dustin Mertz tracking back, still going at the warning track and at the fence. The second time today, Dustin Mertz has had his back at the fence, making a catch against Bruin batters, and the side is retired. 5 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base after 1.5. Our score, the Bellevue Bruins 9, the Valley City State Vikings nothing. There is no 10-run rule in the 7-inning contests. So this one will be played to its entirety of 7 innings as Dustin Shorey goes back to the mound to continue his work. How's that for a little support from your teammates? 9 runs on the board in the first 2 innings. All right, got a couple of texts in the queue. Go Vikings from Alberta. Go Babs. I'm assuming Babs is Jaden Babiuk, the catcher for Valley City. He's had a nice series, especially with the bat. And we've got a picture. Hey, go Bruins from the Townies in Oregon. Fun note, we just saw Matthew's home run coming over our house, and they sent along a baseball picture as well. That's a good one. All right, all the way in Oregon it landed. All right. So maybe a little bit beyond the 459 feet that Bill estimated earlier on. So watch out. Bellevue batters are sending baseballs all over South Omaha today. Valley City trying to get back into this one in the bottom of the second inning. Designated hitter Caden Rosedeba will lead things off. Rosedeba was behind the plate in game number 1. First pitch from Dustin Shorey, a fastball, outer half, strike 1 call. It was Rosedeba who gave Valley City some late hope, a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. Closed it to 5-3. But then Teron Williams able to earn the final out. And the Bruins come away with their 13th consecutive win. Inside on the breaking ball. So Bellevue, a 13-game winning streak. Hopefully the Bruins aren't triskaidekaphobic. Again, that's one of my favorite words to say, just because it kind of sounds funny. The fear of the number 13. Bellevue has shown no fears jumping out to a 9-run lead early. Shorey looks in, comes set, and delivers a slider for the strikeout. First out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Dustin Shorey. Next up for the Vikings, left fielder Christian Ramirez. Low and away, ball 1. On the knees in the zone, 1-1 to count. Again, great movement on that pitch. Quick breaking slider. Now a 1-2 count on Ramirez. Foul tip back to the screen. Ramirez hitting .281 coming into today's action. Only 4 hits for Valley City State. Ball back to the screen again. Those V words, Viterbo last week, Valley City this week, the Bruins opponents. Ramirez 0 for 3 in game number 1 today. Breaking ball backs him off the plate, misses low and in. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. Again, the sweeper from Dustin Shorey. Back-to-back strikeouts in the inning. A little conversation between Christian Ramirez and Torrey Nelson as Nelson steps in, probably asking what's he got in a breaking ball. Nelson will see it probably coming up in this sequence. Nelson made that nice defensive play in the last half inning from his third base position. Fouls the first one back to the screen. Good hustle by Takumi Miano coming off the bench to retrieve that foul ball. Just off the outside edge of the plate. There's that pitch once again in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on the 9-hole hitter, Torrey Nelson. Nelson hitting .265 coming into today's action. Tries to check his swing, but he can't out. It's a 3 up, 3 down by swinging strikeouts for pitcher Dustin Shorey in the bottom of the second inning. After 2 complete, the Bellevue Bruins 9, the Valley City State Vikings nothing. Mick Krupski back behind the microphone for game number 2 today, game number 4 of the set. Bellevue Sports Information guy Bill Mullins behind me as well, feeding me tidbits of information. Some of the Bellevue guys working in the press box as well. The warmest spot in town, right?
Oh, yeah.
Again, not a terrible day. I mean, it's in around 50 degrees and no wind. Obviously, no sunshine. This is an 8 p.m. start, so a comfortable day for late March. Pitching change for Valley City coming into the game. Number 1, Adam Thompson will come on in relief of starter Riley Resnick. Adam Thompson, a senior. Monaga, Minnesota, or something to that effect. I had to look at that a long time before I even attempted it, so the Minnesota native will get a chance. That's the last time I'm going to attempt saying that name. There's Adam Thompson. Thompson, a senior, also a utility player. This is his 3rd appearance of the year. He's thrown 9 innings, allowed 6 hits, allowed 2 earned runs, no walks, 1 strikeouts, a 2.00 earned run average. So a good ERA for the Minnesota native. He'll be facing Trad Richardson, acting as the designated hitter today as we start the top of the 3rd inning. Bellevue sent 7 players to the plate in the first inning, 8 in the second. First pitch fastball called strike 1. Richardson, a strikeout victim, his first time up in this second game. Trad was 1 for 3 in game number 1, scored a run as well, and had an RBI. Breaking ball misses away, 2-1 to count. Richardson, a versatile guy, can play catcher, can play first base, DH as well. Blocked up by the catcher, Babiuk. We heard from Jaden's family in St. Albert, Alberta, up in Canada. Fouled out of play. University of Winnipeg was an affiliate member of the North Star Athletic Association a few years ago. They were part of the conference for a couple of years, but tough to play spring baseball in Winnipeg. Fouled out of play once again. Valley City playing all their games on the road to this point in the season.
And they probably will all year.
Yeah. Here's the next pitch. Skips to the backstop, and Trad Richardson will draw the leadoff walk. There we go. Next up for the Bruins, first baseman Mathieu Sirois was hit by a pitch his first time up and scored on an RBI single by Brendan Luther. Breaking ball, top of the zone, called strike one. Sirois in game number 1 had that 2-run home run, also a double and a single, 3 for 4 day. Takes that one upstairs. Never got a chance to get up for another time for a chance at hitting the cycle with a triple. Not sure if Mathieu's ever had a triple in his Bellevue career.
We'll find out here in a second.
All right, Mr. Bill, hard at work. Second year in the program, big swing, but down 1-2 in the count right now. Thompson comes set. That one's hit in the air toward the scoreboard in right center field. 2 outfielders giving chase. And it is another home run for Mathieu Sirois. A 2-run home run here after a 2-run blast in game number 1. The native of Quebec City, Canada, steps on home plate. He'll get high fives from his teammates, and the Bruin onslaught continues. Now 11-0 our score. 11 runs on 8 hits for the Bruins. Still nobody out in this top of the 3rd inning as second baseman Drew Staley steps in. Up and away, ball 1. Drew grounded out his first time today. 0 for 3 in game number 1. On the knees. 1-1 to count on the Bruins second baseman. Little changeup that Drew fouled off. Now 1-2. Staley moves up a little bit in the box. Lays off that high fastball, 2-2. Now the count goes full as that breaking ball bounces. Top of the order awaits on deck. Top of the order will be up for its 3rd time of the game in this top of the 3rd inning. Staley turns on the pitch, drives it to left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. So Bellevue already up to 8 hits on the game. Make that 9 with the Staley hit. And back to the top of the order. Kobayashi 0 for 2. Off the outside edge. Conta was on 3 times in his 5 plate appearances in Game 1 today. Lays off that pitch, down 2-0. Third trip to the state of Nebraska already this season for the Valley City State Vikings. They came down to Lincoln, Nebraska to take on Mount Marty back in February. Kobayashi, opposite field swinging. Left fielder Ramirez going back. He reaches up and makes the catch. Good job by the left fielder, backtracking to reach up and steal extra bases from Kobayashi. First out of the inning. Staley remains at first base. Up next, shortstop Brendan Luther, 1 for 2. Single and an RBI and a run scored. Valley City was back here in early March to take on Briarcliff at Jerry Farrick's Field in Elkhorn in West Omaha. And now back here to play Bellevue is this series. Luther, line drive. Second baseman with a nice play, jumping up Ryan Reynolds to spear that one. 2 nice defensive plays by Viking fielders. First by Ramirez and left, now Reynolds at second base. Here's Jake Lacey. Swing and a miss. Lacey's been up twice and has scored both times. Little chopper foul. Chris Williamson on duty tonight, working for the Fremont Police Department, so he's not with us as part of our broadcast, but he'll be back throughout a good portion of the season whenever he is available. Popped up on the infield into the dark. Second baseman Ryan Reynolds stays with it near the line. Now he loses it. It's going to drop as a fair ball. Here comes a runner around third. Catcher not available. So a smart job by the pitcher, Adam Thompson, to come in and tag out Drew Staley, trying to come all the way around. So 4-1 on that put out at home. Credit Lacey with the double on that play. A lost in the sky double, but it counts as a hit any way you look at it. The Bruins pick up 2 more runs in the inning. The big blast, the home run by Mathieu Sirois. And after 2.5, the Bruins with a double-digit lead, 11-0 over the Valley City State Vikings. Now, once the ball gets above the light posts, it's kind of an adventure. Reynolds did everything he could to try to stay with it, but couldn't find it coming down. Generally, light poles are 70 to 80 feet high.
These ones are not.
These ones are a little bit shorter. These are probably in the 60-foot high range. I know when we built the field at Omaha Gross High School where I used to coach, we got some power poles from the power company, and they were about 80 feet. You had to plant them in the ground 10% plus 2. So if they were 80 feet tall, 10%, 8 feet plus 2 feet. So 80-foot poles got planted 10 feet in the ground, so they were 70 feet tall. Fun fact to know and tell, or you'll never need that information anywhere, anytime, ever again. Here we go at the bottom of the third inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Valley City Vikings as they face Dustin Shorey for the second time tonight. Here's the shortstop, Shane Nixon. Nixon a ground out on his first time up. First pitch slider misses away. Nixon 0 for 2 in game 1, but he was on base twice, hit by pitch and a walk. Again, that slider. Slider, cut, fastball, it's kind of hard to tell the difference on those pitches from Shorey. Slider's going to have a little bit more break. cut fastball, not quite as much, but a little bit more speed. That was, I believe, the cut fastball. Outer half, swung on and missed. Can you guys see Jug's gun on Shorey at all? Or what does he normally get on a fastball? That pitch misses away. High 80s.
This game has been 88.
Okay.
87, 88.
87-88. Top off on the fastball from Shorey. Hit in the air to left center field. Lacey and Kobayashi both going for it. It'll be Lacey calling off his center field teammate and makes the play for the first out of the inning. Jaden Babiuk next up. He walked his first time up. Babiuk at .364, the leading hitter for Valley City coming into today's action. Low and away, ball one.
What do you need, Sally? Outlet?
Low and in, 2-0.
Oh, little messy, but
Okay, now you're good. Thank you.
yep.
Babiuk was 0 for 3 in the first game of the doubleheader today. Line foul against the netting above the Valley City dugout on the third base side. Again, fouled opposite way. Fourth game of the set. Bellevue won the opener 5-4 in 10 innings. They won the second game 11-2. They won today's first game by a score of 5-3 and are ahead here by a whole bunch. Swing and a miss. Tossed down to first base by Grant to Serwa. And the strikeout is the second out of the inning. 2-3 officially on the putout. That is the fourth strikeout of the game for Dustin Shorey. Next up for Valley City, second baseman Ryan Reynolds. Steps away from that pitch. It stays inside. Little breaking ball. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Valley City, North Dakota, the city of bridges, I believe is their nickname. They're in the Red River Valley up there in the east central part of North Dakota. A variety of railroad bridges and vehicle bridges. That one's fouled right side and out of play. The Red River or the Cheyenne River, one of the two, I forget. Somebody from Valley City, help me out on that, please. 402-515-7654. Oh, Bill helped me right next to me. The Cheyenne River is another sweeping breaking ball. Gets a Viking batter to go down swinging. A 1-2-3 inning, including 2 strikeouts. 3 innings in the book. The Bruins 11, the Vikings nothing. The town was originally named Worthington after the town's promoter, George Worthington. A lot of the towns in the Dakotas and Nebraska had some connection to the railroad or land speculators. My wife's dad's family from the Napoleon, North Dakota area, which is not too terribly far away from Valley City in east central North Dakota. It's our history and geography lesson for the game.
We're not one-trick ponies, though.
As we get to the fourth game of each series, you kind of run out of things to say sometimes. So I always admire those Major League Baseball announcers. 162 games. All right, looks like we've got substitutions in at both third and short. Playing third base is number 24, Cam Perro. We'll assume he hits in the Torrey Nelson spot.
Nope, Nelson slid over to short.
Nelson is over at short. Thank you, Bill. So Perro probably in for Shane Nixon in that shortstop spot. Back to the mound, Adam Thompson. Second inning relief work. First man he will face is catcher Logan Grant, who fouls the first pitch to the screen. Grant up 2 times, has scored 2 times, 1 hit, 1 RBI, 1 walk. Number 10 in the Bellevue roster. And takes that one up. Somehow it got underneath his front shoulder. So 2-1 the count. I could always be like Harry Carey and start saying names backwards. Foul off the foot of Grant. 2-2 the count. Tanerg. Well, that sounds real good. His Grant's name backwards. I'll stop. Okay. It was always fun listening to Harry Carey and Steve Stone on those WGN broadcasts on cable TV in the early days. Back in the 80s, I guess that would be. 3-2 count on the Bruin cleanup hitter leading off the 4th inning. He'll take it low, so Grant will be the base runner. And expect Takumi Maeno. There's Takumi shedding his jacket, and he'll come on as a courtesy runner for Grant. Next up, right fielder Anthony Lind. What's Lind done today? Well, he had an RBI single his first time up and a 3-run home run his second time up. Clips the outside corner, strike 1 call. Usually in a game that's double-digit lead, the strike zone is going to expand a little bit.
Especially at 9 o'clock at night.
Curveball, outside corner, called strike 2. The old nose to the toes strike zone sometimes happens late in games that are blowouts. It's not still a lot of time yet. Don't want to diminish the fact that Valley City still can come back, but that kind of happens sometimes. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on the Bruins right fielder. Lind, an Omaha area kid, played his high school ball at Omaha Central. Fouls that one out of play into the darkness over near W Street on the south side of
on.
It's on there? It's on your phone?
Okay. Let me quickly
It's
read
on
it.
there. So
Let me see it.
we'll probably just have to reconnect.
Yeah, so it's like,
Up.
we might be back.
That was it. Yeah, it was running on battery the whole time. All right, we'll go back with the audio.
There's audio now.
Okay, audio now? All right, so the video hopefully will be popping up anytime soon. All right, back to the action after another kerfuffle on the day. Brendan Luther at the plate. He fouls that one out of play down the left field line. Great. Thank you very much. 14-0 our score, the Bellevue Bruins. We're back on. The problem was we were running the camera on battery power unbeknownst. We forgot to plug it into the AC outlet, so the battery finally gave it up. Now we're back on at 14-0 our score as Brendan Luther shoots one down the left field line, but just foul right at the feet of Mathieu Serrois, who has to do a little happy dance to get out of the way. Thanks to all those folks who alerted us that the video and audio were down. We've got it back up now, so we appreciate it. Not exactly sure when exactly we went out, but Devin Cook, the third pitcher of the game, on in relief for Valley City. Luther hits one to right field. Caught out there for the second out of the inning. The tag on the play, Mathieu Serrois will score an RBI sacrifice fly for Brendan Luther, and the Bruins are now up 15-0.
Now in the game for the Bruins, number 35, Houston Fogelstrom.
And we've got a pinch hitter for the Bruins, number 35, Houston Fogelstrom will step in to hit in the place of Jake Lacey. All right, quickly writing Houston's name in the book. Houston still searching for his first hit in this 2023 season. Popped up to right field. In comes the right fielder, and he will make the catch. Jay Gruel staying with that on the last two plays to retire the Bruins. But the Bruins again sending 9 men to the plate in the inning. The Bruins pick up 4 more runs in the fourth inning. 4 in the first, 5 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth. 15 runs on 13 hits as the Bruins continue to pull away from the Valley City State Vikings. So we'll try the best that we can as we expect a whole ton of replacements coming in.
New second baseman.
Is that CJ at second?
Yeah. New right fielder, Takumi.
CJ Townsend will go into second base for the Bruins, replacing Drew Staley. Takumi Maeno will go into right field for Anthony Lind, probably, unless Lind moves somewhere else. Fogelstrom to left.
Catcher.
Dustin Shorey stays into the game on the mound for the Bruins. So let's see, Takumi Maeno. Now in at right field.
And Logan comes back in to catch. I think that's everyone 4 now.
Who was the last one you said? I'm sorry.
Grant came back in to catch, so he just re-entered.
Okay.
And I think that's,
Yeah, he just went for the courtesy runner, so.
I think we're good for now.
Okay. Maybe more to come. Probably more to come when we get onto the offensive thing in this 7-inning contest. Leading it off in the bottom of the fourth inning for Valley City, the right fielder, Jay Gruel. Flew out his first time up. First pitch swinging, back to the net, strike one. Wonders of technology here. But we got it figured out and back up and going. Shorey delivers, comebacker. Can't make the play, falls off the mound. Here's the barehanded by C.J. Townsend. A nice play by the Bruins second baseman, 4-3 from Townsend to Serrois. Shorey looks like he's going to be okay. Might be a little embarrassed. I don't think he's hurt himself on the play, but the ground ball, the first out of the inning. He's looking over to the Bellevue dugout and laughing, so I'm sure everybody's giving him a world of grief on that awkward play. Next up, center fielder Dustin Mertz. First pitch swinging late on a fastball. Thief. Bill keeps trying to steal my roster. 0-1 the count on Mertz. Again, great change of speed, great movement on that breaking ball from Dustin Shorey. 0-2 the count on Mertz. Mertz, a West Fargo, North Dakota native. Again, that same pitch and the same result. Swing and a miss. The strikeout. I better count these up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts on the game so far for Dustin Shorey. First baseman Drew Nixon steps in. Grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up in this game. A little inside, ball one. Line foul out of play. We'll try to catch up on a couple of these text messages in between the innings here. Hubba hubba, first world problem from the Sakamotos. Yep, that's it. Technology. Sometimes it's our friend, sometimes not. Breaking ball misses away. 2-1 the count on Nixon. Fouled back just underneath that pitch. Adam's parents are watching. I pronounce it correctly. Managa, or something like that. But we are technically from Park Rapids, Minnesota, so that is easier to say. Thank you very much. That one's lifted to left field. Houston Fogelstrom in out there. He'll come on to make the catch to retire the side. Let's finish up that text. Tough situation for him to come in at already. Geez, give him a shout out. Go Adam. Adam was the second of the three pitchers for the Vikings this evening, and the Vikings are retired in order in the bottom of the fourth inning. Our score, the Bellevue Bruins 15, and the Valley City State Vikings nothing. Thanks again to everybody who sent in messages about our signal loss. We appreciate that. We've got that corrected, hopefully, for the rest of the game. Go Bruins! Great broadcast. We'll be in Bellevue over Easter from Murray, Utah. It'll be nice to put a face to the voice. That's why we do these broadcasts, because we know most of the families are from outside the immediate Omaha, Bellevue area. So we broadcast them so you can follow along with your sons and brothers and grandkids, friends, and whatever. I'm running out of things to say. So Easton Brinton from Murray, Utah. Easton getting the complete game victory in game one. And we've got changes in center field, a whole new outfield in for Valley City.
14's in center.
14 is in center. We'll assume that's for Mertz.
22 at first.
22 at first. We'll assume that's for Nixon. And somebody out in left as well, I believe. 22 is Judson Seliskar. He'll be the new first baseman.
Ten and left.
10, Zach Veneman is in left field. He was the courtesy runner earlier in the game. He's now in left. Oh, my poor scorecard.
Damn, Gonzaga's down 10 already. And I think that's 7 and right, but I'm not positive.
All right, here we go with the action at the field. Called strike one on the first pitch. And for the Bellevue Bruins, now batting number 32, Gage Julin at the plate. So Julin will hit for Grant in that 4 spot. Good thing I brought 2 pens today because my scorecard is looking an inky mess. Gage, a sophomore from Elkhorn. A little handle off the bat, number out to short. Handled there on the short fly for the first out of the inning. And who is that shortstop now? Whoever it is, he made a nice play and one out in the inning. Here's Takumi Mayeno.
Still 5. He started at third.
So that's Torrey Nelson, who started at third, is now the shortstop. He made the last play. Mayeno fouls that one off. 0-1 the count. First year in the Bellevue program for Mayeno. Another foul, 0-2. Takumi, one of the fastest guys on the Bellevue squad, hitting 176 on the season. Back in the batter's box and ready to go, down 0-2 in the count. Devin Cook delivers. Takumi, again, kind of a jam job off the handle. Dropped at third base by Pero.
We're at home. We'll call it a hit.
And Bill will rule it a base hit. Kind of a tough knuckleball hit down that way.
Yeah.
Next up, Bellevue third baseman Nick Grade. Down low, ball 1 to Grade. Grade with the big 3-run home run in the first inning that helped jolt the Bruins to an early lead, and Bellevue has not looked back. Called strike on the knees. The only problem with the Bellevue offense is we didn't get all of it to show you because we had a technical failure here. So I think we missed a couple of runs along the way. Upstairs, 2-1. Devin Cook on in his second inning of relief pitching for Valley City. Line drive, base hit. So Nick Grade with his second hit of the game. He'll be on first. Takumi Mayeno, the runner at second now. And we have batting Eric Anderson for the Bruins. Pinch hitting in the DH spot for Trad Richardson. Eric Anderson. Anderson had a pinch hit home run earlier this week. He'll step in against Devin Cook. Pop fly on the infield. That'll be an infield fly rule play. It bounces. The runners do not have to advance. They can advance at their own risk. But even though it drops, the batter Anderson is out. So we'll credit the shortstop with the put out, even though he didn't make the catch in the air. He was the closest fielder on the play. Next up for the Bruins, first baseman Mathieu Sirois. Sirois, the home run back in the third inning of this one. A little chopper up the third base line. That's going to go foul. A 2-run home run in game 1 today. A 2-run home run in game number 2 as well. Sirois now with 13 runs batted in on the year. Fouls that one back. There is no 10-run rule in the 7-inning second games of the doubleheader. They'll be played in their entirety of 7 innings. A long look in from Cook. Now he gets the signal that he wants. And it'll go all the way to the backstop. The runners will advance on the wild pitch. Mayeno now at third, Grade at second. So 2 more runners in scoring position. Bellevue has scored in each of the 4 innings today, putting up crooked numbers as well. 4, 5, 2, 4. That equals 15 runs through the first 4 innings. 2 more in scoring position here with 2 outs. Chopper, right side. That's going to get through. Mathieu Serrois with the base hit. And 2 more runs will score to make it a 17-0 game. 2 runs batted in on the single by Serrois. First baseman Judson Seliskar tried to make a backhanded play, but it scooted through. So add 2 more runs batted in, make that 15 now for Serrois. Stepping up for the first time, here's C.J. Townsend. First pitch swinging, that's going to drop into right field. Serrois on his way to third. Townsend will hold up at first with the single. The throw comes back into the infield, so the Bellevue onslaught continues. That too. And back to the top of the order, here's Kanta Kobayashi. 5 innings, Kanta's been up 5 times. 17 runs on 17 hits for the Bruins. That's going to get to the middle, fielded there deep. But the throw to first, not in time. Kanta Kobayashi will pick up the single and RBI as Mathieu Serrois scores the 18th run of the game.
18 hits ties a season high.
18 hits ties a season high for the Bruins, according to Bill.
Viterbo last week,
Game 1 against Viterbo last week. The Bruins also had 18 hits. So Townsend at second, Kobayashi at first. At the plate, Brendan Luther. Luther has 2 RBIs, a single in the second, sacrifice fly in the fourth. Outside. No action in the Valley City bullpen, so they're hoping that Devin Cook can finish this one out with 2 more innings of relief work. Nice grab by Babiak, climbing the ladder to corral that high fastball. 3-0 the count on Brendan Luther. Houston Fogelstrom awaits on deck. And it'll be a 4-pitch walk to Luther. And once again, the bases are loaded. But first, a visit from Coach Olney to talk to his right-hander. Or maybe we'll have, there was no action in the pen, but maybe one of the fielders are going to come in. As that's the end of the line for Devin Cook. Up here comes a reliever out of the bullpen that was hiding down there from us. It's either 13 or 23. Yeah, me too. Number 13 is Harrison Metz, sophomore right-hander from Homer, Alaska. Comes on as the 4th pitcher.
Not a great hometown for a pitcher.
Harrison Metz.
Now on the mound, number 13, Harrison Metz.
Grab the old Valley City stat sheet here to find out a little bit more about Harrison Metz and his pitching on the season. This is the 4th appearance on the season on the mound for Metz. He's thrown 6 2/3 innings, no record. A 5.40 earned run average. So he'll come on here to try to eat some innings. 18, yes, you heard that right, 18-0 our score. No, Bellevue batters hitting the ball all over the yard.
They'll be closer though.
Bellevue's highest run scoring total on the season was back on March 7th on the Florida trip. They beat Warner by a score of 20-2. One more text in the queue. All right. We are coming in next weekend to watch from Chandler, Arizona. Could you please make sure it is at least 60 degrees when we come? We always hope it's at least 60 degrees, but sometimes wishes and butts are like candy and nuts or whatever. So here we go. Back with the action. First pitch from Harrison Metz to Houston Fogelstrom is low, ball one. We'll try our darndest to make it 60.
It's not looking good. Maybe on Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday are the scheduled doubleheaders next weekend. The long-range forecast, 50s.
47 Saturday, 57 Sunday.
Ooh, 47 Saturday, 57 on Sunday is the long-range forecast. But those of us who live in the Midwest know you don't want to bet your house payment on that. 2-0 the count. Fogelstrom flew out his first time up. Has a big hack at that one. Comes up empty, 2-1 the count. Gage Julin on deck for the Bruins. He came on in relief of catcher Logan Grant in the last inning. Metz looks in. Down low. Chopper to short. The soft toss to second base, and the side is retired on the fielder's choice. Oh, again, for the second consecutive inning, the Bellevue Bruins send 10 batters to the plate. 3 more runs on the scoreboard for the Bruins after 4.5. It's the Bruins 18 and the Vikings nothing. 18 runs on 18 hits for Bellevue. A crooked number in every inning. 4 in the first, 5 in the second, 2 in the third, 4, and then 3. Dustin Shorey heads back out onto the mound to continue his efforts on the hill. What's his pitch count, Bill? Do you have that handy?
61.
61 pitches through the first 4 innings, so an average of about 15 per inning.
Julin looks like he'll stay in the catch.
Gage Julin stays in at the catcher's position.
Lacey returns and left.
Jake Lacey re-enters the game to play left field for the Bruins. So Fogelstrom's night is done. So 2/3 of the Bellevue outfield from Japan right now, as Takumi Mieno in right, Kanta Kobayashi in center. Takumi from Fukuoka, Japan. Kanta from Tokyo, Japan. Gage Julin gets his gear on behind the plate, and Dustin Shorey toes the rubber ready to go for his 5th inning of work. First batter to start the inning, designated hitter Caden Rosnema. One and 0 the count. Wide on that one, 2-0. Rosedema, a freshman from Strathclair, Manitoba. Strike called, now 2-1. Bill Mullen silently cheering for UConn as they are having a big lead over Gonzaga in the NCAA basketball tournament, 60-37. Bill, a Connecticut native. You spent 2 years at UConn, you said earlier? Here's the 2-2 pitch from Dustin Shorey. Swung on and missed. The strikeout is the first out of the inning. So Dustin Shorey with a strikeout in each of the innings except the first today. In fact, it was 3 up, 3 down in the second, third, and fourth, starting off well here in the fifth. Here's Zach Veneman. Breaking ball, called strike one. First at bat of the evening for Veneman, on in replacement of Christian Ramirez. Another swing and a miss by a Viking batter, now down 0-2. Veneman hitting .250 on the year. Keeps alive with that little foul tip at the plate. Veneman has played in 20 of the 22 games for Valley City, but just his 8th at-bat. Swung on and missed. Again, that sweeping slider from Justin Shorey, just baffling the Valley State hitters right now. Here's Torrey Nelson. Nelson started at third, now switched over to short. Strikeout victim his first time up. Down low, Dustin Shorey trying for his 4th consecutive 3 up, 3 down inning. 8 strikeouts under his belt thus far. Again, the breaking pitch, called strike, 1-1. Swung on and missed. Again, the sweeper. Lateral movement and downward movement on that sweeping pitch. Hit down the right field line. That's going to tail out of play. Count remains 1-2. John Stella Field at Brown Park has the traditional metal halide lights with that normal kind of white glow, not the LED lights that are becoming more popular. LEDs are a little bit more efficient, have a little bit of a different tint to them as well. Here's the 1-2. Again, foul out of play right side. Swing and a miss. Again, a 3-strikeout inning for Dustin Shorey, matching what he did back in the second inning. 4th consecutive 3 up, 3 down inning. The only inning that Dustin had any difficulty. The bases got loaded in the first on 1 hit and a couple of walks. He worked out of trouble there, and it's been smooth sailing for Shorey ever since as we head to the top of the 6th inning. The Bellevue Bruins 18, the Valley City State Vikings nothing. Thanks for hanging with us on this Saturday night at John Stella Field at Brown Park in Omaha, Nebraska. A quick look ahead to next week's schedule. Was supposed to be the first home weekend, but the first series against Viterbo, which was supposed to be in La Crosse, was moved here. This second weekend against Valley City was also moved here. On Tuesday, the Bruins will play a non-conference game at 2 o'clock in the afternoon against Morningside University out of Sioux City, Iowa, members of the Great Plains Athletic Conference. And then next weekend on Saturday and Sunday, Dickinson State will come to town. 1 o'clock, the start of the doubleheader on Saturday, a noon start on Sunday, April 1st and April 2nd. That is no April Fool's joke. Continuing the string for conference weekend series the following week. I think that's Easter weekend. Waldorf will be in town on Friday and Saturday for doubleheaders. Then on April 14th and 15th, the Bruins, with their possible only conference road trip of the year, up to Aberdeen, South Dakota to take on Presentation. April 21st and 22nd, it's Mayville State with 2 doubleheaders. And then the conference regular season comes to a close April 28th and 29th as Dakota State comes to town. Dakota State off to an 8-0 start in the conference. The Bruins hoping to do so if they can hold on to this 18-run lead. All right, here we go with the top of the 6th inning. Figure out where I am in the scorebook. It's Gage Julin will lead things off for the Bruins. Julin in that catcher's position. First pitch swinging, swung on and missed on the pitch from Harrison Metz. Shake of the head. Now Metz has the pitch he wants. Fouled down the first base side. First baseman giving chase in foul territory, but he'll run out of room. Judson Seliskar gave it a look, but not enough room to make a play. Not a lot of room down the foul lines at John Stella Field. Maybe 25 feet or so. 0-2 the count on Julin. Overhand breaking ball called strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Julin thought that was going to stay high. Home plate umpire thought it was good enough. And the strikeout, the first of the game for Harrison Metz.
18-0, it was definitely good enough.
Here's Takumi Mayeno. Takumi reached on a single, his first time up tonight. Top of the zone, strike called. $18-0 game. Yeah, you better expand your personal strike zone a little bit. Chop foul at the plate. 0-2 on Takumi. Babiuk, that got a piece of him on the bounce. He might need a second or two to catch his breath, depending upon exactly where that got him. Now, and the strikeout, the second of the inning, Takumi didn't believe the call. Again, we go back to that last point. You better expand your personal zone in an 18-run deficit or 18-run lead. Ground ball to short. Little difficulty to get a ball out of his glove, and a safe call at first. Good hustle by that's Nathan Springer on the pinch hit for Nick Grade. So Nathan heads down the line. Hit or error, Bill? We'll call it a hit. Bill's like Santa Claus today. Spreading some Christmas joy. So the infield hit is now the 19th hit of the game for the Bruins. As Eric Anderson, his second at-bat. Low, ball one. Eric flew out to shortstop his first time up today. Off the outside edge, 2-0. Eric played his high school ball at Bellevue West High School. Just a 5-minute drive or so from the Bellevue University campus. Throw over to first base. Eric started his college career at Southeast Nebraska Community College. First year as a Bruin. Harrison Metz comes set just above the belt and delivers. Called strike. Ball gets away from Babiuk. Down to second base goes the runner Springer on the pass ball. So Bellevue with a runner in scoring position. Bellevue with crooked numbers in each of the first 5 innings. A chance to get on the board here in the 6th. Fouled off the net. Batu Serwan awaits on deck should the inning stay alive after the at-bat of Eric Anderson. Chop foul up the left field line. Head coach Dwayne Monlix. His right arm's been busy tonight, circling guys around third base heading for home, especially here in game number 2. Game number 1 was a close contest, 5-3 the final score, but it's been nothing but Bruins in this nightcap. That one bounces away from the catcher, and Springer will advance to third. This time we'll call it a wild pitch. Home plate umpire wants to check the baseball. Jaden Babiuk, the Viking catcher. Busy weekend. He's done quite a bit of the catching for the Vikings. Done a nice job behind the dish, blocking baseballs all series long. That pitch is up, and it'll be a base on balls for Eric Anderson. He'll trot down to first. Bruin runners at the corners. And Mathieu Sirois will step to the plate. Sirois with 4 runs batted in on this game. Hit by pitch, 2-run home run, single, has scored 4 runs himself. That's a pretty good day's work. First pitch swinging, hit in the air to center field. Center fielder going back. And he will watch it go over the fence. Another home run, a 3-run home run for Mathieu Sirois, his second home run of this game, as he continues to club the baseball. His 5th run scored as Nathan Springer and Eric Anderson score up front of him. A 7-run batted in game for Mathieu Sirois. Season high for runs for the Bruins. Now 21 on the board. That surpasses the 20 runs they scored in Florida against Warner University. Next to bat for the Bruins, second baseman C.J. Townsend. Townsend singled his first time up today. Metz looks in. Low. 1-1 the count. Metz struck out the first 2 Bellevue batters he faced in this inning. But then a single, a walk, and a home run. And the Bruins, another crooked number. Hit in the air to center field. That one will stay in the park. Center fielder coming on, shading toward right field, and will make the catch to retire the side. The Bruins pick up 3 more runs on 2 more hits, including the big home run by Sirois. And after 5 1/2, it's Bellevue 21, Valley City, nothing. Football score up on the scoreboard at John Stella Field at Brown Park. And we've got a call to the bullpen for the Bruins. Now on to pitch, Elijah Borson.
I think we have a new third baseman.
Now on the mound for the Bruins, 37, Elijah Borson.
As I've got stat papers shuffling all over the place here. New third baseman.
Julin went from catcher to third. Springer stayed in the catch.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Nathan Springer will stay in the game to catch, and Gage Julin will move over to play third base.
Now on the catch, number 5, Nathan Springer. Now to play third base.
As Borson gets his 8 warm-up pitches, let me find him on the stat sheet. Elijah, a freshman right-hander. This is his 3rd appearance on the season. He's got 2 innings of work, has allowed 1 hit, has struck out 4 in those 2 innings, and has walked only 1, and an unblemished 0.00 earned run average. Coming on to try to work maybe 2 innings here to finish this one off. Is this a save situation? If it were 1 more inning, it would be, but all right, it's one of those games where the Bruins have done just about everything right. There is a mercy rule, a 10-run rule, but only in 9-inning contests. So by league rule, the 7-inning games will be played to their entirety. So technically no mercy rule at all in the 7-inning contest. All right, let's get back to work, leading it off in the top of the 6th inning. Number 24, Cam Perro. Perro came in to play third base. This is his first at-bat against Elijah Borson. Nice pop on the fastball, 0-2 the count. Perro, Babiuk, and Reynolds, the first 3 scheduled hitter, tries to hit the outside edge with a breaking ball just off.
They're up by like 30.
Now 1-2. On the outside corner that time, the first batter faced by Elijah Borson is a strikeout victim looking for the first out of the inning. Next up for Valley City is Jaden Babiuk. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher here. Foul out of play, left field side. I say here a lot, don't I? I just noticed that. I'll try to get better. 15 years in, I just realized that. Upstairs, 1-1. Off the outside edge, 2-1. The only hit of the game for Valley City came in the first inning. Dustin Mertz with a solid single to center. 3-1 now the count on Babiuk. He walked his first time up, then struck out his second. First time against Borson. Hit of the air left field. Houston Fogelstrom moves towards the line. Now comes back a couple steps and can't make the catch. Babiuk on his way to second. He will hold up there. As misplayed out left field, having a little trouble with the lights perhaps. And that will be ruled an E7.
Pretty sure that's Jake Lacey back out there.
It is. He came in a couple innings ago.
So Valley City with a runner in scoring position. And the batter will be the second baseman, Ryan Reynolds. Breaking ball, top of the zone, strike 1 call. Reynolds also walked and struck out, same as Babiuk on their first 2 plate appearances of this game. Popped out of play right side. Doing a little history research there, huh?
It'd be our largest shutout win since 2016 if we hold on to the 0.
Back in 2015, the Bruins' largest shutout win, 23-0 against St. Ambrose University. St. Ambrose is in Iowa, White. And Braulio Torres Perez threw a no-hitter in that one. Another name from the past. Swing and a miss. And the strikeout, the second strikeout of the game for Elijah Borson. And now it'll be up to right fielder Jake, pinch hitter here. Substitution that came in. This will be Peyton Jancy.
Now pitching number 7, Peyton Jancy.
His first at-bat of the evening came in yesterday for an at-bat 2, I believe, in the 11-2 game. Fouls it straight over the press box, out of play. One the count on Jancy. Springer gets his chest protector in front of it, but it bounces away. Sliding into third goes Jaden Babiuk on the wild pitch. Jancy, a freshman from West Fargo, North Dakota. Several players from Fargo and West Fargo. Blocked again by Springer. 3-1 the count. Elijah Borson has not given up an earned run in his couple of appearances this year. Ground ball to third. Deep in the hole across the diamond. A nice play by Julin. Just in at third base, threw a strike from deep in that third base spot to keep the shutout in order. Nice defensive play there. No runs on no hits. There was one error and one man left on base. As we head to the 7th and final inning, the Bellevue Bruins lead it by a score of 21-0. Let's see if it's Harrison Metz who will come back out for the final inning of pitching for Valley City. As the coaches kind of look inside the dugout. And we will have another new pitcher. Number 20. Again, we grab the roster to find out the number 20 is Carter Dodd. He will be the 5th pitcher of the game. Dodd worked in relief earlier in the series. Senior from West Fargo. All right, every time we've mentioned a city here recently, it's been West Fargo. Population of West Fargo must be a couple million people all the time we've mentioned that name of that city here this weekend.
Exclusively baseball players.
Yeah, that'll work too, exclusively baseball players. Let's see, what game was it that Dodd came on? It wasn't the first game today. It was... Maybe he came on as a defensive replacement. I don't see him on the... All right, he's been in the outfield his first time on the mound. So he'll get his warm-up tosses. He'll be facing... God only knows the Bellevue lineup at this point. As we've got... several subjects. It'll be the top of the order, whoever it is. It'll be Kanta Kobayashi will get the swing here.
Population of West Fargo, about 38,000.
All right, Bill tells me the population of West Fargo is not 2 million, but it's closer to 38,000. But they must love their baseball up there. Like we love it here, right? Kanta, an RBI single his last time up.
Now batting.
21 runs on 20 hits for the Bellevue Bruins. Team batting average will go up several ticks after this one, huh? Here's the first pitch from Carter Dodd.
20 for 30.
Down the middle, called strike one. What was that, Bill?
20 for 36 at the plate this game.
20 for 36.
550.
The Bruins batting average, 556. That one to the screen on a short hop.
That's not bad, right? As a team this game, we're hitting 556.
The 1-1 offering. Up and away, 2-1.
We're going to have a team OPS over 1,000 after this game.
Yeah, really.
Our whole team is Mike Trout as well.
Dodd into his windup. Kobayashi opposite way. Third baseman playing him in the hole. Throw across the diamond is not in time. Short hop throw. Couldn't be picked by Seliskar.
Call it a hit.
So the speed of Kanta Kobayashi will earn him another infield hit. Defense was played perfectly.
Conta 2 for 5, really bringing down that average.
But yeah, 2 hits today for Kanta. 2 for 5, including a walk.
Gardner pinch hitting.
Here we go with another pinch hitter for the Bruins. Aaron Gardner steps in to hit in the 2-hole spot for Brendan Luther. First pitch, strike one call. Aaron out of Pierce City, Montana. Just a freshman. Oh, Missouri. Sorry about that. Pierce City, Missouri. My eyes saw M-O, but my brain saw M-O-N. And my mouth just kind of garbled something out. I hate when that happens. It's like the clutch forgetting to engage or disengage. Short lead at first by Kanta. He won't be stealing. Pop up, out of play. Aaron 5'6", 145, his height and weight. Not the tallest of targets at home plate, but he'll be called out looking on that strike for the first out of the inning. Here's Jake Lacey back into the game in the 3-hole spot. Was it Lacey or Fogelstrom on that play in left field that didn't make it? It was Lacey. So my apologies to Houston Fogelstrom, who came into the game. Jake Lacey went back into left field. He was the one that didn't handle that high fly ball in the last inning. Couple of hits on the game for Lacey. Comebacker off the butt of the pitcher over to second base, but no to the shortstop, and no play will be made. So Jake Lacey will have a 3-hit game for the Bruins. On the play, Kanta Kobayashi advancing to second. Well, that's the third time today we've seen the ball come back and hit the pitcher, 2 times in the foot, this time on the keister. A visit to the mound by Casey Olney. Looks like Dodd is going to be okay. He'll have a nice little bruise tomorrow to show for that. Maybe he won't want to show it off. Here's Gage Julin. Gage 0 for 2 today in his trips to the plate. Nice defensive play at third base to end that last half inning. Overhand breaking ball misses wide from Carter Dodd. Off the outside edge. Swing and a miss. Pretty good hack, but Gage comes up empty on that. Now 2-1 the count. 2 Bruins on. Lays off that breaking ball. They appeal to the base umpire. They say no swing. Gage got his college start at Marshalltown Community College over in Iowa. Called strike on that pitch. Count goes full.
It's 21 nothing swing the bat.
Carter Dodd comes set at the letters, looks the runner back at second and delivers home. Swung on and missed on a breaking ball. The strikeout, the second strikeout of the inning for Carter Dodd. And the next Bellevue batter will be Takumi Maeno. Takumi will get his third at-bat of the evening. 1 for 2. Breaking ball in the zone, strike one call. Takumi got his start at Ohlone College. Ohlone. Next pitch up. Any idea where that is?
San Francisco, Oakland, somewhere in the
Okay. Up in the Northern California Bay Area. Upstairs. Kind of has a Hawaiian sound to it, doesn't it? Ohlone. Right-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher. Final inning of the 4-game set. Maeno lays off that breaking ball. Now 3-1. Hitters count for Takumi. On deck for the Bruins is Nathan Springer. Swung on and missed. Pretty good pop on the fastball from Dodd there. So with the full count and 2 out, the base runners will be in motion here. Lacey at first. Kobayashi at second. A base hit would score at least one more run. And that won't happen as the pitch is wide away. And the full count will load the bases once again. At least 5 or 6 times in this game, Bellevue has had the bases loaded. They've been able to cash in pretty much every time that's happened. Here's Nathan Springer. Breaking ball, clips the outside corner, strike one call. Dodd gets ahead.
And yet we still managed to leave 6 runners on base.
Another breaking ball in the zone, now 0-2. Springer, a base hit his last time up, scored a run as well. On base ahead of that 3-run blast by Mathieu Serrois, his second home run of the game. Popped up on the infield, deep infield, shortstop going back. Nelson there with the catch, and the side is retired. For the first time today, the Bellevue Bruins failed to score in the inning. They pick up no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 3 men left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, 21-0 our score, coming to you from John Stella Field at Brown Park on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Ohlone is one of the best California junior colleges year after year. Got that message from the Richardson family. Listen in. Thanks for that information.
New pitcher.
I believe that's the first Bellevue player that we've had from there. All right, a new pitcher for the Bruins. Coming on for a 1 inning of work, Jose Villagomez. We'll get him into the book. Jose, a 6-foot sophomore from Omaha. Tell you a little bit more about Jose. He is a proud graduate of Omaha South High School, the high school team who shares this field with the Bellevue Bruins. Coming on in relief, and this may be Jose's first outing of the year.
It is.
All right, confirmed by Bill.
Might be his first career.
So Jose used to pitching on this mound during his high school days at Omaha South and Omaha South High Packer. South Omaha area famous for the packing houses that were the employers of many local people. First man he will face here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
First career appearance.
Let's find the right sheet here. Pinch hitter coming in. This is Jet Solonic. He had come in defensively in center field. This is his first at-bat of the game. Jet Solonic. Softly hit to short. Fielded there. The throw across the diamond in time. One up, one down for Villagomez. Aaron Gardner in at shortstop making the play. Next up for the Vikings, left-handed hitting, Judson Seliskar. Seliskar came in to play first base, his first at-bat of this game. Swing and a miss. Saw a little action earlier in the season as well. First career outing for Jose Villagomez. Nice breaking ball there in the zone. Jose's alma mater, South High School, played the games earlier today, which is why we started late this afternoon. A 12-2 victory for the Packers over Falls City in high school play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Villagomez trying for his first collegiate strikeout. Won't get it on that pitch as it stays outside. Here it is, first collegiate strikeout. The Bellevue bench and some of Jose's friends on hand here today celebrate that. And the Vikings are down to their final bullet. Unless they can find a way to score 21 or more runs with 1 out.
I don't see Tom Brady coming out of the
Another breaking ball in the zone. Drew Nixon. Comebacker. Villagomez fields it, runs it halfway over to first base. The toss and the side is retired. A perfect 1-2-3 for pitcher Jose Villagomez in his first collegiate outing. And this one is in the books. Our final score, 21-0. Almost tying the record for the largest shutout margin back in 2015 of 23-0. The Bellevue Bruins, 21 runs on 22 hits, 1 error. Valley City, no runs on 1 hit. A first inning single was all that they were able to muster, 1 error as well. With the victory, Bellevue now 21-4 on the season, a perfect 8-0 conference with a sweep last week against Viterbo, this week against Valley City, the number 9 rated team in the NAIA current poll. Now a 14-game winning streak, still undefeated this year on the home field of Brown Park. With the loss, Valley City drops to 5-19 overall, 1-7 in conference play. Thanks once again to Bill Mullins for his help with our broadcast. Thanks again to Alec Ackerman earlier on. Ed Lahotek, athletic director. Dwayne Mollick's the head coach for Bellevue Baseball. That'll wrap it up for tonight. That'll wrap it up for this weekend. We will be back on the air next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Oh, excuse me, before that, we'll be back on the air on Tuesday as the Morningside Mustangs come in for a 2 o'clock single 9-inning game in non-conference play. And then back to conference play next weekend, a big series against Dickinson State. 1 o'clock start on Saturday, noon start to the doubleheader on Sunday. Signing off for now, Mick Krupski. Thanks for joining us this evening on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. So long.